Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. Today we are going to make a cat in observance of our February festivities for the month of Valentine's, where we're making a deceased cat twice a week for the entire month of February. So this one, this specific cat, if I can find my tool, is going to be a little bit different than the other ones in the fact that I'm going to give this one little blips of kind of red going in there for Valentine's. And I think we'll obviously probably give this one black nose, black ears, maybe black eyes, and trim. And we will, I'll just call it trim overall, I guess, huh? But yeah, we're going to give this cat black trim. And this would be the color pattern here. I don't remember where I saw this exact technique, but basically it's not really much of a technique. All you're doing here is, this works with any colors, anything you want to mix. You're taking your main color, you're adding little blips of your secondary color, and then you are rolling them together. Not that complicated, but it does create a nice effect. And I don't want it to be spots per se, so I am going to also kind of fold that into my, maybe we will do spots. That doesn't look too bad. I kind of do like the spots, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll find our cat first, and the cat is right here. This is part of the process I always do, and I'm going to make this video a little bit quicker than usual. You find the face. If you're looking for a rat, you can find the rat, you can find the cat. Cats are pancake face, so you can do like this. You can do them like this. I think I might actually do this. This doesn't look bad. So you select where you kind of want your shapes to roughly fall. Add that in. And then for something like this, just kind of go easy while you're taking it apart. You don't want to go overboard. So, and again, this goes for the shaping too. You don't want to go too far overboard with the shaping. This cat is going to have some pink spots, but I'm perfectly okay with that. So like I said, I don't want to overdo the shaping like I normally would for this one. I'm just going to get it together, get it folded in, and then here we are. That's basically where you want to be. Don't want to go too crazy, but you want it to be nice and well seated. Now I will add a small section for the underside of the cat, which will be the jaw side of the cat. I'm just adding basically a small piece of clay here, blending it into my existing clay. This will create a pattern of its own. That is all right. We are happy to have multiple patterns on these bad boys. And now you can kind of see where we're at. We now have a section where the jaw is going to go. And you can see the cat shape starting to, hopefully you can see the cat shape starting to take effect. I can see it for sure. I'm fairly practiced by now. It is getting toward the end of February, so I have made quite a few cats already. And I am getting used to what the shape is. And guys, if I can make these, I guarantee you, you probably can make whatever it is that you would like to make much easier than you may think, because this is, I should not be able to have figured this out. I'm not really the greatest with historically with things like this. Though I have gotten better over the years, recent years specifically. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to drop that lower jaw a little bit, and I am rounding out the top of the lip of the cat. And anyone who's been attacked by a cat will know instantly, and I apologize if I trigger any kind of flashbacks or anything from you seeing these jowls or from me describing these jowls. Actually, I think I'm going to give that one more go, and I think I'm going to go a little bit lower. It's okay if you're getting your colors all over the place, because the colors will land exactly where they're supposed to land. And if you go into it with that mentality, you will always have a piece of work that you can be happy with and proud of. So if I say that, oh, I wanted this to be here, oh, you wanted this to be, well, you're going into it the wrong way, because this is a game of chance. When you're mixing colors, you're playing a game of chance, and much like, entering a room with one of these cats is a game of chance. Are you going to be attacked or mauled or not? Totally up to the cat, as you well know. That's how it is with the colors. So what I'm doing now, I'm kind of just forming we will just take that out, forming the jowl. And again, I do apologize if I trigger any kind of PTSD response. I want you to know right now that we will be making the jowls, and you will have to see that process if you wish to continue the video. I probably have said it 100 times this month. My brother survived a couple really close calls with a couple vicious cats in the 90s and early 2000s, and he was actually a victim of cat scratch fever. And I'm sure many of you are aware that this is no laughing matter, and I'm making these more to bring awareness than I am to. I don't mean to besmirch the cat too bad, but people should know what they're capable of, and remember, always be cautious around these creatures. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm creating the jaw of the beast. You can see we're kind of closing up on one end. We're going to close it off on the other end. You can kind of see where I'm coming from here. I think I need to pinch a little more. Anything that you got going on that looks like it maybe need to be worked a little more, it's okay. That's alright. That's part of the process. So don't worry too much if something is not right off the bat exactly what you want. For example, this is my second or third time reworking this jaw, and that is not a big deal, because I know for a fact if I keep at it, I will get to the shape and form that I'm looking for. I'm not looking to control my colors, but I am looking to control the shape of the jaw and the shape of the front jowls here, which are the typical kind of jowl shape. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get in there one more time and kind of just create slightly a little bit more of a gap there. I think you can see where I'm getting at here. There we go. So I'll open this now that I got it to where I want it, and I will reshape the jowls to be exactly what I'm looking for before proceeding. So this jowl has to come like ever so slightly. There we go. And now you can see the jowl shape forming. Great. Excellent. And you see this coming up on this side is not enough. So you can reform it, take your time, and then we will just take one piece, split it into 2 equal pieces of clay. This one looks like it's a little bit larger, so I will pad that out a little bit, and then I will twist these because I want them to have kind of a mix of color. And that is a way to get kind of a tie-dye effect here. And then all I'm going to do is just lightly form cones for the ear shape. This one I am going to mix the colors up a little bit. Now if you go too much here, you will just end up with a pink. But what I'm looking for is kind of one more white ear and one kind of more blended ear. So this is the more blended one. And we will get these to roughly the same size. Place that on your cat. Blend that in. Blending just by pulling here. No, nothing too crazy. And there you go, you see that. And I will do the same process. The ears are always one of the things that is the most intimidating when you first start doing polymer clay builds, because you want them to be even, and they're not always gonna turn out that way. So you can just do your best, eyeball it, and over time you'll get to a point where you can kind of just say, yeah, that's pretty good, that's what I'm looking for. And that's where I'm at right now. I apologize, I have a slight itch. Okay. So I kind of like what we're working with here. I think it's time to go ahead and put the eyes in. I'm sorry, let me put the nose in, because this is something that I do kind of miss quite a bit here. So for the nose, I'm going to just form a simple nose-like shape. Pull it up. There you go, you got your nose. Really not that difficult. Then for the eyes, I'm going to do the classic kind of cartoon cat eye shape here. And then you must decide what color would you like your eyes to be. On this cat, I think we're going to go with white for the eyes. So I'm going to just kind of wipe the excess clay off. You don't want to have excess clay on your hands while you do this part if you can help it, especially if you're working in other colors, and I do have excess clay. So I will go wash my hands and I will come right back to create the eyes. Okay, I am back. Hands are burning from the excessive washing. I always have washed my hands excessively, and I guess it's catching up to me in my later years here. So what I'm doing is just forming 2 small balls of clay, slightly cylindrical, and then you're going to place them in the eye and press down. I don't like the shaping on this. So you do get kind of two chances here. Do not want to get pink on the eye. This is a very important part. I'm reforming kind of a tic-tac shape. And we got a little bit of pink already on there. So you can pull that off. Go ahead and do that. Get your tic-tac shape. And kind of press it in. I'm not in love with that one either. I think maybe it needs to be raised to match this one, because I'm happy with this one. But I do think this one, okay, this one is garbage now. So we'll throw that over there. We'll use that. Not actually garbage, I don't mean garbage, it's just not good for what we're doing, so I'll put it with mixed colors. A good tip is if you get mixed colors, just kind of keep them separately, as long as they're like colors. Or if you have spare clay from a previous or from a project that you're working on that you don't have enough, just kind of start thinking in advance of about maybe what colors would look good with that, and then you can go from there. And I think I did it again here. Yep. Not a big deal. We're going to go until we get it right. It's that easy. Now it is possible that I'm overthinking this very slightly, which I would almost consider that likely at this point. But I'd rather be happy with it at the end of the day and say, I really like the way that came out, than to save myself 5 seconds of work or one little tiny piece of clay. But I think that one came out a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's much better. Although, I'll tell you what. What if I kind of slightly extend that? And we'll do one more and see how this comes out. It does not have to be perfect, but you do have to try your best to get what you want. Even if it takes a couple shots here. So it looks like this one is, I think this one might be the culprit. I wasn't fully filling the top there of the, there you go, that's much better. That's much better. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take my whisker maker. I'm going to add my 2 whisker slots. 1, 2. I try to go right under the eye. I try not to. One and 2. Those are pretty good whisker slots. I'm happy with that. So we'll find my matching pair of fangs. This is something I had already spoken about, but you want to have your fangs. I pre-make my fangs, which is a point of contention that I've been dealing with. But I do pre-make batch fangs. Let me just pull that into frame. Just sitting slightly outside of frame is my batch, my fang batch. And a lot of people say this is an issue because, oh, you're not going to have matching fangs. Well, the truth is I make my fangs in groups of 2, so I can clearly tell which fangs go together. And I remember these because they hurt me because they were so sharp when I took them out of the oven. So I know these 2 are a pair. What I'm going to do is just find the curvature of the fang. This is something I've described already, but bear with me if you've heard this before. Find the curvature of your fang, and then I like to have my fangs facing like this. So curved, going like this. This being the head of the cat, curve going down. So find your location. Place your fang. And I think I might have actually put that backwards. But that's okay. There we go. Make sure your fang is locked in all the way, because you do not want the fangs coming out, just like you don't want the eyes coming out or any of the features. This one is very, very sharp fangs. Go ahead and reseat your whisker holes, because this will actually be a nightmare at the whisker portion of the process if you don't get these fully fixed in. Okay, so, and then I'll just lightly take that, kind of make sure it's the fang is in place. And then I will come back when this one is out of the oven and we will finish the process. I am back to finish up this Valentine's Day cat. It's going to be a pretty simple finish. I didn't use any black for this cat, which works out good because I am going to use black to finish it. I'm giving a couple of these cats a little hard for Valentine's Day. Normally I would not be doing something like that for these cats, but since it is I do think the month is coming to a close. I know you're not seeing these on Valentine's Day, but you get the idea nonetheless, I would hope. And of course the cats are deceased, as I mentioned, and it's more or less to pay homage to the rats that we do this. Being very careful not to go over the top here. Very quickly sketch in kind of a very messy ear fuzz on this cat. I don't want to have it look too good. I kind of want this to be a kind of design choice here, where it's kind of just frazzled out, messy. And I think that kind of lends to the handmade qualities of the cat. I'm sorry, rats on the brain. And I think it does make these pieces unique. So that's pretty much as I am willing to do on this one, other than of course the mandatory fang blood. Should I give this one a little bit of blush there? Don't want to overdo it. Make sure you nail your shape as quick as you can. Okay, and then we will get our bag of whiskers. This is my bag of fangs. Okay, how many times do you go to grab your bag of whiskers and you accidentally grab your bag of fangs? Happens to me at least 2-3 times a week. I think this one looks pretty good. I think I am going to do one more slight edit when that paint dries. I think I'd like to maybe go inside and do kind of complete the look of the sketchy ears with slight kind of sketchy black inside of the cheeks. I think that would look good. I don't know if my concept is really coming across correctly. When I say sketchy, I just mean kind of hand-drawn, pen and ink, loose, comic. Yeah, I don't know what I like. I have a clear idea of what I'm trying to depict, but I can't think of any great examples. You want the trajectory. I haven't mentioned this in quite a while, I don't think, but you want to have your trajectory, whisker trajectory, kind of lining up. Oh, I'm just throwing globs of super glue all over the place here. I think something might have crushed my super glue and released. Might have released a bit of super glue in the cap. So when I opened it, there was a excessive glob of glue there. And I think I may have screwed up on this. We can still work with it. We can work with it. Get this super glue up with my shirt and just hope I don't get caught on it later. There's like a brief second, and then we will. I need to get a new pair of scissors, as I previously had mentioned in my videos. Oh, did I just... Okay, and that will be it. That will be it for this cat. I'm not even going to do it. This is the front. Oh, I think actually it should dry enough now that I'm looking at. Nope, it's not. I may or may not put slight little black scribbles inside the cheeks, but you will see that if I do in the photos you're about to see. There's the front, side, other side. Thank you for watching, and that will be all for this cat.